Hi everyone, my name is Lanny and today I'm here with a friend, Chelsea, who is about to go this summer on a 6-month discipleship training school with Youth with a Mission. And she's going to Las Vegas. And the program she has chosen to be a part of has a focus in human trafficking. So Chelsea, why don't you tell us, why did you choose Las Vegas and why did you choose the program that had this focus with it?
Well, I've known about YWAM for a little while, and I've known a lot of people who have done a DTS, and just seeing what it's done through their life, and I thought I want to do that, but I was in high school, so I couldn't do it until just recently, so I was looking through a bunch of different DTSs, and for me, I was interested in photography for a really long time, so I was looking at the one photography basis that YWAM had, which is called photogenics. And their main focus is using justice, the justice side of photography. And yeah, at first I wasn't really sure what that meant, but I just thought, well, I'll just pray about it and see what that means. And then God really spoke to me about the Las Vegas and the human trafficking base. And for my church, we've had the A21 base and similar bases similar campaigns come telling us about human trafficking, and it was just something I wanted to kind of figure out more about myself. It's like, is this something I want to get into? And the more I looked into it, the more it made me think about my past, and I grew up in a really broken home with a lot of dysfunction and abuse, and it really gave me a sense of peace almost in a weird way, because God gave me that sense of clarity of this is why you have the past that you have, and you can use your story to help other girls because they don't know what it's like to have someone who's in their kind of age group who has been through a lot of the same things.
So you want to use your story to help other people. That's very cool. How would you explain human trafficking in your own words?
Well, for me, human trafficking it's an injustice, but in the way that a lot of these girls, when they come in, they're told by either a boyfriend or they're just smuggled off right from the start, but they're brought into drugs or whatever, and then when they're smuggled away and when they want to get out, their debt is so high, or since they're so far away from home, there's no possible way for them to get out.
So you want to be able to use your photography and the different things that you learn to bring awareness to what is actually going on in the world. According to the UN, 2.5 million people are trafficked annually throughout the world. And 80% of those are women and children, correct? 50% of those are children. So when you think of 2.5 million people, half of that is children being kidnapped, smuggled, stolen, completely taken against their free will. So you'll be doing 3 months of training, and then you'll be doing an outreach somewhere in the world. You'll be gone for 6 months. What do you plan to do after that?
After my DTS, I plan to stay in Vegas for 4 months, and part of our Las Vegas base, our main focus on ministry after our human trafficking DTS is done, is to do ministry to people in foster homes. And a lot of people in foster homes are grown up, not all of them, but unfortunately a lot of them are grown up in really unstable circumstances and a lot of brokenness, and they're the ones, unfortunately, that people in human trafficking pick on, and they're the victims that they use. So we're just focusing on really nurturing them and protecting them from that.
Protecting those that can tend to be more vulnerable to that. So a year from now, your life, your story could look very different. What do you expect out of this next year? What do you think God is going to do in your heart? What do you want to happen out of this year?
Well, for me, it's really just a faith experience and just trusting in God. And it's something that when you ask God and say, break my heart for what breaks yours and give me your eyes to see what's happening in the world. He'll answer that prayer in a really big way. And for me, the photography side of it, like, if you would have asked me when I was 17, what do you want to do with your photography career? I would have just told you, well, I want to be a wedding photographer, and I want to, if I'm doing really well at it and I'm somewhat famous, then I'll be happy. But my photography is enough to keep me happy. But now God's really, there's something behind that drive that's more fulfilling than just taking families' pictures, which is still fulfilling, but there's a bigger drive behind that.
There's more of a cause behind it now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And for my photography in the journalism sense for human trafficking is a picture can say 1,000 words and really stir stuff up in people, and when they see pictures of people really in pain, they not only like relate to it, but it sticks in their heads, and like in the awareness sense, that's really is more permanent than just helping somebody, and like helping somebody last, but
so you're giving them a visual to really remember the impact of a moment or of a story or something that will stick for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm a firm believer that, you know, everyone has a story, and I think that you're given that story really to help other people along their way. And I believe that God helps us with that. He opens our heart and He gives us the grace to be who we need to be in this life. So I really wish you all the best, and I know you're going to do great, and maybe a year from now we'll sit down and have a chat and talk about more of your experiences in life. So we wish you all the best, and thanks everyone for tuning in, and if you see Chelsea along the way, wish her good luck and give her a great big hug. Okay, thanks everyone.